discuss about the locomotion. You know that different animals have different types. Actually, locomotion means movement. For their some biological needs, for their some needs, they move from one place to another place by the help of their locomotory organ. That is locomotion. So, some locomotory organs that is present in the lower animals, some in the higher animals. So, let us see different types of the locomotory organs and locomotions. So, movement is one of the significant features of the living beings. Obviously, that animals is living or not, you can also recognize them by the help of the movement. Animals, mammals, plants exhibit a wide range of the movements. Movement means not only all time you can move from one place to another, the place changing, not. You can stand in one place also, because the plants, they are static, but their branches, their leaves, that is move, okay. So, that is the movement. You can stand one side, but you can the other body parts you can move in the different direction, that is the movement. Movement is one of the significant features of living beings. Animals and plants exhibit a wide range of the movements. Streaming of protoplasm in the unicellular organism like amoeba is a simple form of the movement. Movement of cilia, flagella and tentacles are shown by many organisms. So, different animals have different locomotory organs, cilia, flagella, tentacles. This is at the lower type, you know, the sponges, the coelenterata, they have the different types of the cilia, flagella and they can move them. Paramecium. Movement, human beings can move limb, jaws, eyelids, tongue. Move limbs, jaws, you can when you talk, the eyelids, you just blinking your eyes, and different types of movements also occurs in our human's body also. Some movements results in a change place or location. Such voluntary movements are called locomotion, okay. So, the changes of place or location, some movements occurs, that is called locomotion. Movement and locomotion, totally movements mean you can change the different body parts in maybe static position, maybe you can change the place, but locomotion means you change the place from one place to another place. Walking, running, climbing, flying, swimming, these are the different forms of the locomotion. Locomotory structures need not be different from those affecting other types of the movement. For example, in paramecium, cilia helps in the movement of the food through the cytopharynx and in locomotion as well as. So, all time it is not present that locomotory organs and movements organs will be different, because the lower groups animals, how many organs are present in their body? So, they have only cilia, and cilia is also helps their movement change in the locomotion. Cilia is also present to take their food movement, okay. So, different organs or maybe a single organs helps in the movement and locomotion both. Hydra can use the tentacles for capturing its prey and also use them for the locomotion. We use limbs for the change of the body structure and locomotion as well. The above observation shows that movements and locomotion cannot be studied separately. That too may be linked by stating that locomotions are movement, but all movements are not locomotion. Okay, so all movements are not locomotion, but all locomotions are movements. Okay, if locomotion occurs, movements must be occur, but if movements occur, the locomotion may not be occurs. Okay, hold a second. I'm sorry. Yeah. So types of the movement. Cells of the human's body exhibition three main types of movement, namely amoeboid, ciliary and muscular. Okay, when cilia helps in their body, that is ciliary movement. When amoeba movements occur, that is the phagocytosis process, that is amoeboid movement. And muscular, when muscles helps in their body, so that is the helps of the muscles. So three types of the locomotion and movements occurs in the human body. Amoeboid movement, which type of cells saw the amoeboid movement? WBC, they saw this type of. Some cells very slowly. Ciliary movement, cilia are present in our nasal passages, our respiratory tract. There is ciliary movement occurs. And muscular movement, when you change our places. Okay, that is the amoeboid movement. Ciliary movement, and another one muscular movement. Okay, so these three types of movement you can see in the human's body. Some specialized cells in our body like macrophages and leukocytes in blood exhibits amoeboid movement. Macrophages, that is because macrophages that broke down into the small particles that also produce our platelets. Okay, so macrophages, from where the platelets will be produced, and the WBC leukocytes show the amoeboid movement. It affected by the pseudopodia formed by the streaming of the protoplasm. The cytoskeletal elements like microfilaments are also involved in the amoeboid movement. So cytoskeleton, that is present in the cytoskeleton microfilaments, that is also show the amoeboid movement. Ciliary movement occurs in the most of our internal tubular organ, so which is lined by ciliated epithelium. The coordinal movements of the cilia in the trachea, that is our respiratory tract, there is cilia is present, so there is ciliary movement you can see. Removing dust particles, also some foreign substances inhaled along with the atmospheric air. Passage of ova through the female reproductive tract is also facilitated by the ciliary movement. Movement of our limbs, jaws, tongue require muscular movement. The contractile property of the muscles are effective used for the locomotion and other movement by human beings and majority of the multicellular organisms. Locomotion requires a perfect coordinate activity of muscular, skeletal and neural system. In this chapter you will learn about the types of muscle, their structure, mechanism of their contraction and important aspect of the skeletal system. Okay, so different body parts have the different types of the muscles and cells, so they show the different types of the movement. Muscles, muscular movement is the most important in our body, so we read about the muscular movement. Muscles is a specialized tissue in the mesodermal origin. Muscles are produced in our the three main: epidermal, mesodermal, endodermal. And mesodermal, the middle layer, from the middle layer the muscles is produced, and about 40 to 50% of the body weight of a human adult is contributed by the muscles. They have special proteins like excitability, contractility, extensibility and elasticity. Muscles have been classified into different criteria naming location, appearance and nature of regulation of their activities. Based on their location, three types of muscles are identified: skeletal, visceral and cardiac muscle. So three types of muscle you can show: skeletal muscle, that is you can say the straighted muscles, visceral muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle that present in our heart. Skeletal muscles, that is actually closely associated with our bone, that is for that reason it is named as the skeletal muscle, and it has the light band and dark band, so that's why it is also known as the straighted or striped muscle. So skeletal muscles are also closely associated with the skeletal components of the body. They have a striped appearance under the microscope and hence are called straighted muscles. As their activities are under the voluntary control of the nervous system, they are known as the voluntary muscles too. They are primarily involved in the locomotory action and change the body posture. Okay, so three types of muscles, that is the voluntary muscles. They can control, they are stopping, and because you cannot control the heart stopping and starting, okay, but you can control the stop and start of the skeletal muscle, so that why it is known as the voluntary muscles. Visceral muscles are located in the inner wall of the hollow visceral organs body like alimentary canal, any type of tube like structure that is produced by the viscera, alimentary canal, respiratory tract. They do not exhibit any striation and smooth in appearance, hence they are called smooth muscles. Their activities are known as the involuntary muscles. They assist, for example, in the transportation of food through the digestive tract and gametes through the genital tract. In the name of the suggest, cardiac muscles are the muscles of heart. Many cardiac muscles assembles in the branching pattern to form the cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are branched muscle. They have the branched, okay. Based on appearance, cardiac muscles are striated muscles. They are involuntary in nature. Nervous system does not control their activities directly. You know that cardiac muscle, they continuously in the rhythmic contraction and relaxation occurs in the cardiac muscles. It is not controlled by our brain or the human neural system, because it is, if it is stopped or controlled by any other, that's maybe stopped, that's maybe not rhythmically occurs, okay. Let us examine skeletal muscle in detail to understand the structure and mechanism of contraction. Each organized skeletal muscle in our body is a number of the muscle bundles and fasces is held together by a common collagenous connective tissue layer called fascia. Each muscle bundle contains a number of muscle fiber. Each muscle fiber lined by a plasma membrane called the So muscles fibers are connected in our body by which muscle fiber, that is fascia, okay. Muscle fibers that is bind with each other by the fascia, that is connective tissue layer. Collagen that present in our muscle fibers, that is known as the fascia, okay. Fascia, that is a collagen. Next, the muscle plasma membrane that present in the muscle is known as the sarcolemma, okay. Sarcolemma, that is the plasma membrane or muscular membrane that covered the muscle, that is known as the sarcolemma. Enclosing the sarcoplasm. Sarcoplasm means the cytoplasm of the muscles. Sarcoplasm. Sarcolemma, that is just normal like the tissue, a cell. Cell, cytoplasm covered by the cell membrane, plasma membrane. Here muscles, their cytoplasm is sarcoplasm, that is membrane, that is the sarcolemma covered the sarcoplasm. And the muscles that contains myofibrils, the cell that contains different types of cell organelles. The muscles contain so many muscular fibers that is jointed by the collagens, that is known as the fascia. The endoplasmic reticulum, sarcoplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber is storehouse of the calcium ions, okay. So the endoplasmic reticulum that is present in the muscle fibers, that is known as the sarcoplasmic reticulum. You know that our endoplasmic reticulum, sarcoplasmic is also our body, but the cell endoplasmic reticulum is the site of the production of the protein, lipid, this type of rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The sarcoplasmic reticulum is the storehouse of the calcium ion, okay. A characteristic feature of muscle fiber is the presence of a large number of parallelly arranged filaments. Is the sarcoplasm is called myofilaments or myofibrils. So muscle fiber cytoplasm contains so many fibers, thus filaments like structure, that is known as the mycofilaments or mycofibrils. Each myofibril has alternate dark and light bands on it. A detailed study the myofibrils has established in the striated appearance due to distribution of the two patterns to important proteins actin and myosin. So each muscle fibers that contains dark band and light band, because the myosin protein, one is the actin protein, okay. These two protein present in the each myofibril, so that's why they are striated in the appearance. Whereas the dark band actin and the light band contains actin. So light band is actin and that is known as the I band and the isotropic band, whereas the dark band is the known as the anisotropic band contains the myosin, okay. So light band known as the actin, that contains the protein actin, and it is known as the I band or isometric band, and the dark band is the actin myosin proteins, that is known as the A band, that is anisotropic band, okay. Both proteins are arranged as a rod-like structure parallel to each other and also the longitudinal axis of the myofibril. myofibrils. So both present just parallelly. This type of, this is the actin, this is the myofibrils, and this is the actin. So they are longitudinally arranged. Okay, and actin filaments are thinner as compared to the myosin filaments. So actin filament is the thinner than the myosin filaments. So that's why it is light, that's why it is dark. Hence are the commonly called thin and thick filaments. They are also called thin, not dark band and light band. They are also called thin and thick filaments. The center of each eye band is an elastic fiber called Z line, which is bisected. Okay, so each eye band also bisect by a Z band. Okay, there is in the middle of the eye band, that is the light band, there is another band is present, that is bisect, means divided into the two parts, that is Z band. Center of their Z, which is bisect. The thin filaments are firmly attached to the Z line. The thick filaments in the A band are also held together in the middle of this band by a thin fibrous membrane known as the M line. Okay. So in the middle of this, where the Z band is present in the actin, there is Z band present. In the both side they are attached. But in the myosin, the Z band that is covered by a M filament. Another filament is present, M line. A and I band are arranged alternatively throughout the length of the myofibrils. The portion of the myofibrils between two successive Z lines is the constructive, and the functional unit of the construction is called the sarcomere. Okay. So the protein, there is the portion of the myofibrils between two Z lines. So if there is a Z lines present, so this part is known as the sarcomere, do place between the two Z band, that is very concentration and that is very active. Okay. Contraction is the sarcomere. In a resting state, the edge of thin filament in either side of thick filament partially overlap the free ends of the thick filaments, leaving the central part of the thick filaments. The central part of the thick filament not overlapped by the thin filament called the edge zone. Okay. So where the thick filaments and thin filaments not overlap, this zone is known as the edge zone. Structure of the contractile protein. So the protein that is present in the muscle fibers, contractile protein is present, that is helps in the relaxation and contraction. How it is look like? The contractile protein, each actin filament is made up of 2 F actins. Okay, so each actin filaments contain 2 F actin, that is filamentous actin, helically wound to each other. Actually actin filament just helical structures. Okay, 2 F filaments form the helical structure, then form one actin filament. Each F actin is the polymer of monomeric G actin. So there is the globular actin, globular protein is present. So there is beads like globular present is present. So this is the monomer is the globular protein, but the polymer, that is the polymerized chain, that is known as the actin filament. Actually globular protein made the actin filament. Two filaments of the another protein, trypsin, is also run close to the F actin through the leg. A complex protein, troponin, is distributed at regular intervals of the tropomyosin. So another troponin, tropomyosin, another protein is also present at the regular intervals and specific interval. If there is present, if there is present, if there is present, that is the interval is present, the tropomyosin. In the resting state of the subunit of the tropomyosin marks the active binding site for the myosin on actin filaments. Each myosin filaments is also polymerized protein. Many monomeric protein called meromycins constitute one thick filament. Each meromycin has two important parts, a globular head with the short arm and a tail. Okay, so each meromycin or globular protein has a head part, has a tail part. Okay, and heavy meromycin HMM and the later the light meromycin LLM. The HMM components, the head and short arm projects outwards at the regular distance angle from where each from the surface of the polymerized myosin filament is known as the cross arm. The globular head and active ATPase enzyme has binding site of the ATP and active site for the, so there is the active site for the ATP is present. So this is the binding site of the actin protein. So this is up to for the today. We will continue my rest of the part in my next video. Okay, but first prepare yourself for your examination. You know that, and also what is the syllabus. I have already told you. I repeat that the biological classification, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, morphology, structural organization of animals, cell, biomolecules, cell cycle. So for unit 1, unit 2 and unit 3, these 3 are the syllabus. Just look at your new syllabus, divide syllabus, which portion is deleted, which chapter is deleted, and prepare yourself according to that. Okay, bye everyone. Happy Diwali to everyone. Stay safe and enjoy your Diwali in your home.